And Andy Liu, the Warriors are back. Are they back? We back?
Stop.
Oh, from down 17 at half to they won by 11, but they were up 15. I think Pelicans hit a BS one. The tale of two halves.
Oh.
I'm not even going to just first off, we got voicemails from the first half. We're not playing any of those. Just letting you guys know. Sorry. Appreciate the love. We're going to hold on to them, but I think you guys would prefer we don't play your calls either. So,
I mean, two different teams. First half, second half, two teams that we've watched this season. I have no idea how to talk about this game. I need you to start the plane, Sam. Like, where do we go?
I think
which path do we go towards?
We got to start with number 23, Draymond Green, because he turned the game. Their start was terrible. They looked small. They could not stop turning the ball over. They looked completely uninterested the whole way through. And then Draymond, I legitimately thought he was going to get ejected with the shenanigans he was pulling with Brandon Ingram right there. But he didn't. He walked the line perfectly. And they go into half with a little energy, and then they come straight out of the second half locked in. Like, we'll get into it later. We can talk about the fact that they played a 4-guard lineup again and all that silliness. But like, the second half was just a team who was like, no, we're if you're going to beat us, it's not going to be because of effort, period.
Yeah, that was – look, a lot of players played great. Dante was great second half. Steph, obviously. Jordan Poole was amazing. Looney was amazing. But to me, Sam, this is why you have Draymond Green. I saw a lot of people talking about, if he's the leader, why do what he did in the first half? No, he's a leader because of what he did in the first half. Like you just said, he toes the line, and sometimes he goes over the line. We've seen him many times. We've seen him go over the line. Let's not act like he's never done that before. But tonight, they were down 11, 12, and going nowhere. Dumb shots,
17.
turnovers. Right, but like at that point where he knocked Ingram down, and again, it wasn't even like a tough, like it wasn't a dirty foul. He hit him. It got upgraded to a flagrant run. Ingram got mad. And then from there, the Warriors actually played worse. Like you said, they went down 17. They actually went down 20. And but it felt like it started something, right? Like it gave a little more juice. It woke the team up. It woke Steph up. It woke Clay up. And then the rest of the guys played better. So I don't know. I don't think there's a tangible way to say how he helped this team wake up. But what he did there is that's Draymond, dude. That's Draymond. Nobody wanted to play tonight besides Steph for the first quarter. Nobody wanted to play. So he said, all right, I'm going to take it upon myself and let's see if I can wake the people up. And the other thing, let's see if we can get in the heads of the New Orleans Pelicans. There's some young guys on that team, right? Jones is young. Ingram's young. Trey Murphy's young. Those guys are young. Yeah, those guys are young. And they're going to be really good. But tonight's one of those games where you can see by the time with 6 minutes to go, Pelicans were jacking up shots, turning the ball over. Like that game was over. Right by that time, and you could tell when you're a young team, it kind of just goes awry when you're on the road. So I don't know. It felt like it started with Draymond. That's why we love Draymond. That's why I love Draymond. I mean, that was
walking that line, my man. Do we even play the audio? Do we want to do that? I don't know. Man. That was hilarious. I mean, okay, could we walk through it again? So he bumps Ingram on the fast break. Trying to break it up, kind of a textbook flagrant two, where and then Ingram kind of tries to step up to him and he just gets right into his head immediately afterwards, says stuff. I'm surprised he didn't get ejected, honestly. Yeah, he basically said, like, if you try me. I know you're not going to, I'm giving the PG-13 version because I've been told some kids listen. So, you got that. And then,
I feel bad, actually. People tell me that too. I feel bad. Anyway, keep going.
It's just a story for another time. And then the next possession, he gets tangled up with Herb Jones, and you could tell they were pissed that it was him, of all people. And I think that's all it took right there. I think that's all it took. You know what it reminded me of? And I hate comping to playoff games. Remind me of game 2 of the NBA Finals when he got a little physical with Jaylen Brown, and Jaylen Brown got super mad.
Yes.
And he's just like, all right, because Draymond Green, I don't think he gets enough credit for this. The dude can swear up a storm and throw a tantrum and then play the next possession like nothing happened. I've never seen a player who can compartmentalize when it looks like they're having an emotional breakdown better than him, you know? Like, it's the wildest thing. And you know, it's part of his mental calculus.
Yes.
He's like, you're gonna be in your own head for 10 possessions in a row. I'm already off, and you're gonna throw up some dumb shots, and I'm gonna push us in transition. Steph 3-pointer, Clay 3-pointer, and then they're gonna go to the locker room and be like, man, fuck that guy. I had him figured out. He just messed with me. Seen this for a decade, right?
That dude, you just said it way better. That's exactly what he's going for, and that's exactly what he did against Boston. And now, like, let's not act like he's this god's. Like, he played poorly in that Boston series at times, but that game, because remember, they got cooked in game 1. Like, they were good, and then Boston made a bunch of bullshit threes. Game 2, Draymond took upon himself. Now, it's not like he's the one. Like, defensively, he was monstrous, but he's not the one getting buckets. He's not the one that's changing the game. There are a lot of other guys did, but he's the guy that starts that to everyone else. I don't know, man. How do you? We always talk about Steph and Clay. How do you replace the scoring, the shot making that nobody else has ever done? How do you replace this from Draymond? How do you, when people talk about, I always think it's kind of like the, what do they call them? The engine? What is it? The heartbeat or whatever that, whatever bullshit. Yeah.
Draymond Express pulling in.
I mean, but this is it, right? This is it. It's not him yelling at guys. Not him. It's this. Nobody on the team is going to do this. And fuck. I'm going to be sad.
Breaking news. T.O. just let the world know Steph's the greatest shooter on earth. Thank you. T.O. Top 5 favorite Niners wide receiver. Just finally.
Also top 5 receiver of all time, right?
Gotta be. Maybe. This is a different podcast.
The Niners are a mess as usual. So, yeah, we're not talking football.
Yeah, I mean, Draymond, it's like there's 2 things. It's like, do you want highlights? Do you want to look cool, or do you want to win? That guy objectively helps you win games when it matters. And this was, I don't want to say it was a must win. Let's be real.
Yes.
It was a must win. Yes. No way around it. I mean, they're still kind of in the play-in, pending results, but they lose this one and the season's completely slipping away at that point. So, you win tonight, you live to see another day, and you take some positive momentum. Let's talk some other players, because you mentioned Jordan Poole. He's put together a few good games in a row where I feel like he's finally he's not hunting that like hero ball shot to like turn his momentum. He's just playing the game, got downhill a ton tonight, and looked like the player was last year, which is the guy we're all like, dude, you gotta lock that guy out.
He looked incredible tonight, dude. Incredible. And the thing with the Minnesota game is I always felt like he was one of the better players in that one too. And Sixers, he was great in that one. You're right. I mean, he's putting together a hell of a stretch. The acceleration downhill was stupid. It is stupid how quick he can get. And he's hilariously so out of his flow when he tries to go side by side. It feels like he can't stay on his feet. It feels like
too much dancing, right?
It's so weird. And then all of a sudden, when he goes forward, when he's able to get a step on someone, which is 90% of the time because he's so quick, he looks so in control. He looks like how Steph finishes, but Steph can never go that quick. It's almost like prime Russ, Derrick Rose. Now, he's not those guys, especially athletically, but those guys used to get downhill so quick. So, you know how when you compare him to CJ McCollum or someone like that, but CJ doesn't move like that, right? CJ's got other strengths too, but he doesn't move like that. So that was amazing. Poole also has this weird ability, kind of like Steph, where early in his career, he's not a great defender, but he'll get a big steal here or there, pretty good anticipation. He'd probably be a decent free safety if he played football type of guy.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. That was huge. They sat Steph for 3 minutes in the fourth quarter, 2-3 minutes, and the lead went up from 3 to like 6 or 7. So that was, I mean, you could probably say that was the game right there.
He had some huge stretches of GP2 also. What started the run in the third quarter, which was my favorite play, was GP2 basically picked Ingram's pocket, but Poole got the steal, like recorded the steal and then get a transition bucket. Yeah, man, they looked like the Warriors they look kind of like the Warriors. When we say that, you know what we mean. Like
Life is also better too, right? Because to that point, like when he plays with GP2, it makes his life a lot easier. He doesn't have to guard a guy straight up. He can kind of roam around a little bit, do some crazy stuff, try to get a pick six like he did in the third quarter, something like that. GP2 is not all the way back, you can kind of tell, but I mean, he helps a lot. For someone like Poole.
Muggs throwing up a question for us. Loon needs a raise. Lacob needs to give him some equity under the table and hope the Anta and FitAid deals are paying well. First off, by the way, his FitAid ad makes Looney look like the coolest man on face. Like it's just another level. But like, yes, next player on the rundown. Like Looney. Do you know Looney's leading the NBA in offensive rebounds, even though he plays 24 minutes?
Is he really? Like, it's not a per 36 number. It's a
straight up. Just wow. And I mean, look, I will think it is hilarious till the end of time. They hired a big man guru to teach Wiseman how to play basketball, and instead he took Looney to the next level. Mihailovic, they brought him in. Jokic's coach, Zubac's coach, like just heralded big man whisperer. Going to take Wiseman to the next level, and instead it's like, no, and now he's going to turn Looney into Dennis Rodman.
I mean, that stretch where he
Malone.
had 4 offensive rebounds in a row and Steph getting threes after 3 coming off of that. It is always interesting to me when you talk about Looney. We watched tonight, Jonas Valanciunas. How much money has he made in his career? A lot of money. And you look at DeAndre.
More than Loon Dog.
A lot of money. Exactly. So to this point about Loon needing a raise, the Pelicans go small. They go Brandon Ingram at the 5. Does Looney come off the floor? Well, actually, he's better. Actually, you're not going to get a rebound. You're going to give up 3 after 3 to Steph. But when the Warriors go, and now part of it is the Warriors have Steph, Poole, and Clay, and Draymond, right? Like you can't really play JV Valanciunas against that or Ayton against that. So part of that is the personnel.
But could you play Looney? If Looney was a Pelican, would he be on the floor against those guys?
Like in my opinion, I would think so. Yes, absolutely. And that's the value of Loon.
They're not getting better defense with Ingram or Nance closing out than they would Looney.
Yeah.
To your point, I just looked it up. Take a guess at Valanciunas' career earnings to date, not even counting guaranteed money he's going to get next year and beyond.
It's got to be 100. It's got to be 100 plus. 112?
It's a very impressive guess. I'm not gonna lie. 120.
Wow.
I thought you were gonna come in with some like off the wall, like all over the place, but you're like 90% of the way there.
And he's getting more, right? And isn't he getting 20 plus like the next season or 2? So he's
15 next year. But yeah, the point stands. Just he's as long as he doesn't lose athleticism, he can count another 15 every year from someone in the league. Meanwhile, Looney had to hold out and negotiate to get 50% of that. It's
insane.
The one guy in the Warriors who they got a deal on, I guess, but he will remain underrated because when you look at the contracts of guys who do similar things, not even the same thing, they're always like 15, 20. Maybe if they have a great age, or maybe if the team's great, like the Celtics, Robert Williams is like 12 or 13, And then you got Looney here at a fraction of the cost, just giving you NBA Finals level winning role playing basketball. And we know that it's NBA Finals level winning basketball because he did it in the NBA Finals multiple times, winning basketball. So I don't know. It's easy to complain about the roster, about the lack of wings. And I'd agree. And when the 4-guard lineup was going out there in the first quarter, I was ready. I was ready to rant.
Yeah.
But you got to appreciate a guy like Looney a little bit on top of that.
I mean, that might be the only guy we haven't said a bad thing about this season, or even not even slander, but like criticized.
It's him and Steph.
Yeah. It's even Steph. I'm like, go kind of, you got to be more aggressive, but Looney, nah, nothing.
Eugene brings up Steph and Nance. Steph had Nance and wanted to switch to CJ.
Should we talk about Steph for a little bit? Because
I guess number 30 deserves a little discussion.
39, 8 and 8. That's
ho-hum. Not a triple-double, not a good game, as you all know. If they're not round numbers, they don't count. He, by the way, has he ever had a bad shooting night against CJ or Dame? I was thinking about this. It's just anytime he goes against one of those guys, I'm like, look, man, if they lose, it's not going to be because he got locked up.
Definitely not. Apparently, there's a quote from Draymond after the game that he got mad after CJ started talking trash to him. You got to feel bad for him. You got to feel bad for McCollum. I mean, how many times has he seen this movie before? I feel like Steph's got his favorite guys to cook. McCollum's up there, Lillard's up there. Just he knows it's a walk-in bucket every single time. That last three that he hit, to Eugene's point, is, I mean, he had Nance. That's a dribble drive, layup, floater, or step back three. And he said, nah, let me get McCollum so I could just shoot it right over him, which is hilarious because they're kind of the same height. I don't know, man. Steph, that game was he was not shooting the ball last game. He was at times he just wouldn't look at shooting. And this game was obvious. He came out, took a three, made it, and he was on their way. Oh, we got it. We got it up. Let's go.
Draymond, you did it defensively. You did it playmaking wise. You did it some other ways too. But ultimately, what was the deciding factor and how you guys were able to come back and get this win?
We started playing with some heart and intensity. That first quarter and a half, they punked us. And we were down 20. It take a real one to talk when you down 20. And I was able to get my guys going. And then they started doing what they do, and I can do what I do.
What got you going? You were going at them in that second quarter. What got you to that level?
Foul BI. It's a good hard foul, and CJ started talking. You don't start talking, play the game, and just enjoy what y'all were doing. They were playing a good game, and he started talking, and that's my type of game. I like that. That's what I do. I grew up in Saginaw, Michigan. That's how we play. And so once they wanted to go there, I enjoyed.
Just a reminder, if you want to get in the mud with someone, you don't want to do it with Draymond. Like, you're not going to win that matchup against him. I like that. Takes a real one to talk when you're down 20. Reminds me of The Last Dance. I feel like he's trying to channel a little of that at times,
Yeah, and the thing with Draymond and Clay is, they talk a lot, right? They always need Steph to back it up. That's always the funny thing. They need Steph to back it up because Steph is that guy. Steph is that guy. It's not like Clay and Draymond are the ones out there. But the core three guys. I mean, you're not winning this game without Clay. He hit big shots in the third quarter. You're not winning this game without Draymond. Did you see the help defense that he was playing down in the second half? Just absurd. Felt like it was a playoff game. Well, it was a playoff game out there tonight. So you're not winning without any of those guys. But, I mean, since we're on the topic of Steph, it is always funny because you never see Steph as the guy that's going to say, he doesn't raise the four rings, right? You never see Steph do that. You never really see Steph trash talk. I mean, people have talked about Steph not trash talking, even though his style was kind of trash talky. Steph's the guy that's just going to drop 39, 8 and 8 on you. And then Draymond and Clay would take care of the rest. So that was special Steph performance per the usual. Who haven't we talked about yet? Who didn't we not get to?
I'm gonna get to some other stuff here.
Let's go.
From my guy, Legend of Winning, prolific content creator. You guys should check him out on Playback every now and then. He throws up sheesh. When the Warriors flip the switch, I can't deny they look like the best team in the West. Andy, what are your thoughts on this statement overall?
Well, because Jonathan Kuminga, I guess that's one person I haven't talked about, plays like Andrew Wiggins. Yeah, you can make the argument they're the best team in the West. Yeah. The only pushback I have on this is that, I mean, they play like shit for 24 minutes. That's the only pushback is you can't win a championship doing what they did tonight. You can win at home against a young Pelicans team. Right? You can do that for sure, but you're not beating. I mean, the Nuggets, right? Like Jokic isn't. You're not even beating the KD Suns playing that way. So I don't want to be like I don't want to be a pessimist here, but when they're good, they're good. We know what they are, but those first 24 were ugly.
To me, that statement reads like we know this team has the bones of an NBA championship team. Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, they know how to lock in a way that matters when the basketball gets serious. Looney as well. Poole as well. He's done it enough times, and GP2 as well. Only a second game back, but GP2 knows how to do that. My concern is always what else? Kuminga is 20. He's definitely learning how to get there. That does not mean he is there yet, right? And then beyond that, they don't have much else. Andrew Wiggins is obviously missing in action. We'll get to that in a second. But to me, when I watch the Warriors, it's just kind of like, I know you can build a title team around this core because we've seen it 4 times, right? And we saw it last year. And when they lock in, they can do it at home versus the Pelicans, the way you're saying. But I don't know. I still have questions about how it looks going forward, right?
I still do think, but my thing too is these guys can't be great at all times. So overall, I agree with you. Overall, I think they need guys like Kuminga to take another step. They need Poole to be this great. They need Wiggins to come back. But also, Clay was bad in the first half. Taking bad shots, missing shots. He had 17, but he was turning the ball over. And then Draymond was kind of just not awake, right? And so it wasn't like they were losing this game. Now, Dante wasn't doing much either. So it was like a team. They weren't losing that first half because Anthony Lang came in and was terrible. They wasn't losing because of that. They were losing because they sucked as a whole team. And so to me, it feels like, yes, they have a core that can win a championship if you started the season and it was just 16 games. But we're watching them struggle through 82 because they're old. I just don't. Yeah. It's hard for this team. Like they need Kuminga Kuminga played 30 minutes tonight, which was awesome. And he was so good. Did you see that rebound and alley-oop that he had?
It's exactly what they needed after he played only 15 minutes in the previous game. And we're sitting here going like, oh, great. We're doing this again where he gets pulled way too quick. So,
wow, we got somebody listening in Tokyo, by the way, in the YouTube comments. Look at that.
Shout out Tokyo.
Shout out Tokyo. I'll be there. Be there in May, Artie. Shout out. I'll see you there.
Let's talk Wiggins.
Yeah, let's talk Wiggins. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to play the audio from Steve Kerr at pregame where we got something new relative to what we've heard. Yeah, give me one quick second here.
Do you have any timeline on Andrew Wiggins yet?
No.
Do you know to what extent he is maybe maintaining his conditioning while he's away from the team?
Yeah, I mean, he's been working out every day. So not beyond that, once he's back, then our training staff will be able to, get with him and see where he is. But I know he's been training on his own.
One more thing on Wiggins, please. And I hope I'm not splitting hairs on definitions, but is it incorrect to call his absence right now indefinite? Because when you speak about him, it sounds like the hope is that he is going to return at a certain point this season.
There's hope, but it's I guess indefinite is also appropriate because we don't know.
Undetermined,
indefinite.
Yeah.
Is there? I mean, the playoffs are obviously very close at this point. Is there a point that you guys just might decide it's best for him not to come back? I mean, this season?
No, it hasn't even been discussed.
I just want to say at the end, Slater had to ask that question, and I love Kurt's like, no, I'm not going to give up that he's not coming back until it's 100% positive.
Hasn't been discussed, which is a lie, but yeah, that's funny.
I mean, there's all these things are lies at this point. Let's be honest. Like they're just lying through their teeth the entire way through it, and correct. Like I get it, you're trying to protect the situation, but I don't believe a single word they said. I will say. First time they've publicly acknowledged like he's working out and like they're hopeful he's getting back. And that sounds positive. I don't know what your thoughts are.
I think it's positive. It's just it's just so vague and it's a random update because it's not like he sat up there and said, hey, let me tell you that Wiggins is working.
Let me show you the selfie I got in the gym.
Right. Right. It wasn't like, to me, it feels like I've thought it because I think he'll be back. I think he'll be back at some point here. Okay. If you tell me that he's working out, what the hell is he working out for? October? Just don't work out. right? If you're not coming back this season, if he's not going to play, then just don't work out, right? What's the point of working out right now if you're not coming back?
Maybe he's just hitting the elliptical for 20 minutes not to gain weight.
It's like me every morning, right? So maybe just doing that, maybe just staying in shape. But why else are you working out every day if you don't think you're going to come back? So I think he's going to come back. I don't know when. But it's funny because I've always thought about how are they going to announce that he's coming back? Are they just going to drop a press release? Are they going to sit and have a press conference about it? So sometimes I think it's interesting to see how they've done it. And he didn't sit and tell us that he's working out every day. He was asked a question. So I wonder if he wasn't asked that question, would he even have said anything? So, but I think it's positive, man. I think it's a good thing. So hopefully he'll be back on the court at some point here in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, I keep going back to this. I don't know what to think, honestly. And I know that is the consensus I get from Warrior fans. I get messages about that all the time, and I know you do too, and text and all that sort of stuff. And I don't really have too much else to add other than I'm not going to pretend it's not going on. You know,
I just tell people. I told my friends he's coming back on Friday. So and then when it doesn't happen, they're just gonna be like, "Oh, what happened?" I'll be like, "I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. He'll be back. He'll be back on Sunday."
They'll be like, "Oh, I meant Sunday. I meant Sunday." And then when that doesn't happen, you'll be like, "Guys, I meant Tuesday. Come on, get it right."
He'll be back. When he's back, he will let me know, and I will let you know. So I just tell them every other day. I'm just like, "Look, he'll be back next game." So,
but I think you hit on the important thing here. Like, we can all decompress and talk about like what happened later. Short term, the concern is getting him in lineup for a playoff run, right? And my question for you is, do you feel more confident that that's happening today than you did yesterday? Because
yes.
Okay.
Yes. There's no reason. I mean, from my perspective, dude's working out every day. They're obviously now talking to him. It's also, I mean, Draymond has said it. They know what's going on. So It seems like if they're talking to him and he's working out every day, I think he'll be back. But again, I don't know shit. Light your sources. He's back Friday. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you guys. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Maybe I'm a pessimist. Maybe I'm less optimistic that what Kerr said today was anything more than him trying to plead. But we'll see. We'll see what's going up. We're at 6 weeks today. We cannot pretend that we're not 6 weeks.
Wow.
It is what it is. Anyway, let's get to the voicemails.
Let's go.
Yo, Mitch, are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god. That win feels so fucking good. Draymond screaming at the coaching staff for not challenging that fifth foul. You know what? I'm all for it. I love the hype. I love the energy. I love the fucking defense. If I have to watch Anthony Lamb play one more minute of basketball, I'm going to cut my eyes out. But other than that, that was fucking great. Can we play Moody over Anthony Lamb now, please? Like, how are we the only ones that sees this? It's just driving me crazy. Thanks, Sam and Andy. You guys are the best. Let's go, Dubs.
Don't cut your eyes out, man.
I love the energy level. From now on, we will not play any voicemails that do not match that energy level. But I'm going to have to come back at my guy here. Tony Lamb played a good game today.
I have no comment. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good after that. Did you see that play? Did you see? Oh, sorry. Yeah, go.
Yeah. He had one, well, maybe not just one play, but I know a play you're talking about where he mindlessly missed Steph completely wide open and like clumsily. It was just,
Fell out of his hands. That's great.
So uncoordinated, where it's just like, I know the minute I saw that, I was like, don't even need to look at my phone. I know exactly what my timeline is saying right now. I think he played well. And this is what I liked. Steve Kerr played him for spurts to provide spacing when he needed to, but he didn't spam the Lamb minutes at the expense of other players, which is like the only thing I want. Like, if he's going to help you, that's cool.
Yeah.
But please don't bury Jonathan Kuminga for him.
I mean, yeah, kind of like what happened on Sunday. Look, man.
Exactly.
When the Warriors win, I don't talk Lamb. When the Warriors lose, I blame Lamb. You guys know how I be. So I'm just happy Kuminga got his minutes. I love Kuminga.
As a man of Middle Eastern descent, I can't hate Lamb. All right, let's get to the next one.
Too gamey.
The great 21st century philosopher Omar Little said, when you come at the king, you best not miss. The Pelicans came at the king, and they didn't miss. They fucking airballed. Steph better.
Yo, that laugh is special. Yo, that laugh was Tim. We got to save that laugh. Put that in random calls.
By the way,
Oh,
shout out
okay.
with the wire reference right there. I
Sorry.
like that.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, now you just ruined it. The moment. But what I was gonna say is, I do feel like I'm surprised Draymond has not dropped that line in a post gamer just yet. Can't you just see Draymond throwing that one out there? He might be saving that for Memphis. Currently they're on pace to play Memphis in round 1, so maybe.
You know what he's saving? He's not using that line for the Warriors. You know who he's using that line for?
Oh God, no. took me a second.
Next
And
offseason comes around and
I'm
the Warriors.
disgusted.
The
I'm
Warriors,
utterly disgusted.
Draymond recruits LeBron, and he goes, "You come at the king."
He's gonna use that when the Lakers beat the Kings on a podcast, and I'm gonna be so infuriated. Oh,
let's go next one. Next goon.
What's up, boys? I missed the first half tonight, and I checked the score when I was coming home. Saw they were down double digits. I got pretty pissed. Started shooting off the normal frustration text. And then I watched the second half, and I watched a team that, you're going to have to tear the fucking crown off the head of those guys because they find ways. And that guy 30 is crazy. And as frustrating as this season has been, there's just moments like that third and then the fourth where I'm going to need to see someone beat him. So I was a little pessimistic the other night, and tonight I was feeling pessimistic again, but they're champs for a reason.
Yep.
Shout out to the Goons. Love those guys. They're keeping me alive. Love it. Night, boys.
You're keeping the show alive.
Oh, I appreciate it. I love how everyone goes through the same emotions with this team. In the first half, it's like, all right, do I need to go into the liquor cabinet? And then the second half, it's like, what's that voicemail number again? Let's get a call off.
Fire it off. Fire the text off. I had friends that went to the gym. So you know what? I'm just gonna go work out. It's just this team is something else. He makes a good, I think, one point.
Going to the gym at 8 at night. I miss pre-child life.
I couldn't. Hey, look, I don't. Sorry, I don't even do that. I don't even do that today. But some of my friends have kids. Maybe that's why they go to the gym at 8 o'clock. First time. I mean, it's the Warriors, right? It's just how many Western Conference series have they lost in the postseason, Sam? Do you know during this run? How many Western Conference series they've lost? Can you count them on your hand? How many they've lost?
Are we counting? So we're
going.
No. Just the Steve Kerr era, huh?
Correct.
Well, there was that 0. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was about to say the play-in, and I'm like, no, that doesn't count. No.
0, man. They haven't lost a single series in the Western Conference during this run. So, I mean, I agree with him. You got to see them lose, I guess. But
next one.
Hey, man.
Sorry, Tim.
Steve Kerr has made it abundantly obvious that his fans don't know ball. But I don't know, man. If I had an opinion, I'd probably let that guy with the 30 on his jersey, I'd probably let him cook. That's all I got to say. Dubs and 6.
Dubs and 6? Not even a series. There's no series. Just Dubs and 6.
Let's go.
That was great.
I like it.
Just Warriors and 6.
Stephen motherfucking Curry! Pelicans, thank you so much for getting Draymond pissed off. That is exactly what these Warriors needed to help save our season. Just wanted to give a big shout out to Jonathan Kuminga on a nasty dunk, and also Jordan Poole for some nasty Eurovision. Gotta appreciate it. Thank you anyway.
Shout out Eurovision.
Shout out Eurovision.
That Steph left-hand hook pass from the baseline to Clay, and then Clay nails it, obviously. And then Steve Kerr kind of just shaking his head reminded me of when Steph did that between the legs against CP3 and shoots that shot, and Steve has that gif of him raising his hands. It's great.
Yeah.
That was great.
Ebony says the Goons have been on one tonight. Here for it. You know, that's what it's all about. If you cannot enjoy these big wins, what's the point?
What's the point?
What's going on, Sam and Andy? Big fans of the show. I just want to say, first and foremost, the most annoying thing about being a Warriors fan would probably have to be Warriors Twitter. All I see is panicking all over the timeline, and it seems as if every little mistake, it's just too much. It's just too much. And I feel like everybody is bailing on this team at the wrong time. And it's going to come back to haunt a lot of these fans when we're hosting a trophy in June.
Was that it? Was that it? Okay.
And that's it. Let's do a Twitter stock check. I don't like to do Twitter commentary here. Do you feel like Twitter's more panicky than normal?
Here's what I think, because I actually had to take some. I'm glad you asked. I think that it depends on the person. I think Twitter attracts people that are the people that tweet a lot are the people that are most panicky, right? They're like trying to find something to talk about. You've watched with friends that are super panicky, right? And then you've watched with friends that are super chill.
Right.
I'm chill if it's a whatever game, but a big game like this, I think it's normal. People are panicky. Every play matters. Steph turns the ball over. You're like, what the fuck, Steph? Just shoot the three. So I think that's normal. That's kind of just normal sports passion. I think some people are a little bit more panicky than the others. Some people are more optimistic. I will say though, Warriors Twitter is probably the most engaged audience. I mean, you look at that's why we do this fucking show. So I love it. I think the only fan base that rivals it is like Lakers fans are the only one. And it's ironic that Lakers are having pretty much the same season as the Warriors. So, who is slandering Looney?
Yeah, Scott, we're gonna have to deny that one. I'm not seeing that one. But this is a personal favorite of mine. Anytime you go like the Warriors go poorly, I see Steph doing cardio out there.
That's
on the
my favorite. I do that all the time. It's just like because it's the easiest one. It's like Steph, just shoot it, just shoot it from 30. Has Warriors fans ever gotten mad at Steph just shooting from like 40? It doesn't even matter. Just Steph just from 50. I don't know. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
I'm mostly in agreement with you. I've gone through every phase. I've gone through hyper engaged phase. I've gone through angry phase. I've gone through positivity merchant phase. Like it's
positivity merchant.
What else are you gonna call it? Ultimately, like I'm not here for telling people how to fan out. I think it's cool to be a fan of anything, and I just generally mute or block people who are like trying to start fights at this point because it's not worth my time to engage with that sort of stuff anymore. I used to get deep into the weeds of it, and then I was like, I have too many things.
It doesn't matter. I mean, I've had people tell me like, "Hey, we unfollow you. We love the podcast, but we unfollow you because you just tweet too much during games." And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I don't give a shit. Just keep listening to the show. You know what I mean? It just is. It's some people can't consume that way, right? Some people.
That's fine. That's totally fine. I every day I get it a little more, and for people who want to, that's cool too.
Yeah.
Hey, Sam and Andy. This is Ebony in Atlanta. I have to say, yes, this win is incredible, but the first half, honestly, I was thinking if they lose this game, they have no chance. No chance. I don't care where they land. Even if they got to the finals, if they lost and they continued to play like they did in the first half, they had no chance. Even if Wiggins came back, no chance whatsoever. But honestly, this was literally like a core game, and that's it. Steph, Clay, and Draymond. And finally, Steph just took the ball in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And did his thing. That's all he has to do. I don't know who told him he has to play make, But dude, just shoot the ball. Just shoot the ball. You're Steph Curry. That's what you get paid for. Shoot the ball. Anyways, good win. Can't wait to see what happens next. I heard Wiggins is coming back. Any update on that? Anyways, I'll have a good night.
Look at that. She heard Wiggins is coming back, Sam. I told you. I was right. Let your sources, baby. He's back on Friday.
That's right. Well, hey, we'll see. We'll see where they're at. We'll see what's up.
Good
As
call.
of today, the Warriors. Yeah, great call. And
were you going to give us a standings watch?
Let's get a little standings watch. Warriors are currently in the 6th seed right now. Half game up on Minnesota purely because they've played one half game more.
Got it.
Half game back from the Clippers purely because they've played one half game more. All this is to say, every one of these the rest of the way is going to matter. I have no read on how it's going to go. The dumbest thing you and I ever did was assume with their big win against Philly that they were locked into the 5 seed. I should have known so much better than that. I'm like, well, they took care of the hard one. That means they're just going to, go 6-1 and 45 wins. It's all good. Immediately shit to bed right after that. I don't know why I had confidence that anything other than that was going to happen. But with that said, win tonight. That's all that matters.
That is all that matters. Minnesota, by the way, has a tough schedule. I'm just scanning it, Sam. I'm just saying they get Phoenix tomorrow. KD's back. Then the LA, Portland's joke, but they're at Brooklyn, and then they close the season against New Orleans. Like, they have a tough schedule. The Warriors don't. Dame's done for the season. Kings are going to be resting, like you said. Anyway, we're not going to do too much of the schedule stuff, but the Warriors have
and honestly,
an easy road.
And honestly, easy or tough? I mean,
the Spurs, they can't lose to the Spurs on Friday.
These are all toss-up games at this point. You can go either way for any one of these teams. What I'm saying is, like, Minnesota could easily run through the Warriors in Sacramento on the road and lose at home to the Nets.
Yeah.
That's the type of season this has been for most of these teams.
I agree. I agree with that. Just saying, the Warriors have a bit of a joke schedule. Like, they just have Denver. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to get 44 wins. All right, Tim, we
quest
got the ball, right?
The quest for 44.
What was over under this season? 50?
48 and change.
Yeah, okay. All right.
We will not get there.
Most likely. Unlikely.
It's statistically impossible.
Most likely.
Boys, I know the vibes are right. The vibes are right tonight. Just 3 quick things. 1, can we just give Looney the statue already? Give him all the statues. 2, Kuminga over Lamb. Kuminga over Lamb. Kuminga over Lamb. And lastly, number 3, Steph is him. Steph is him. Catch y'all next game, baby.
I mean, it's got everything I need. Prop up Looney, prop up Steph, something in the middle.
Something about Kuminga. I mean, that is. Yeah. I mean, sorry, something about Lamb. That is peak Warriors Twitter this season.
Yeah.
Keep it rolling.
Hey, y'all, it's Ryan here. I had to call back a second time, man. This cat Draymond just said it takes a real one to talk when you're down 20, and I knew we had it in us. Draymond is also him. Draymond is also him.
Great back-to-back call. Hey, throw that tweet up I just sent over to you, Sam, because this is a special from our guy Sheed, who just posted this from 2022. From Draymond Green to CJ McCollum during the NBA Finals, after CJ McCollum picked the Celtics to win the Finals, Draymond Green said, and I quote, "That's fine. Those Celtics will still be ringless, just like you. Respect." I couldn't even fucking finish it. I couldn't even finish it. Draymond's a sick guy, man. He's a sick guy.
You know who CJ is? Like, he's the friend who you love but you don't respect, or you're just like, you want to hang out with him. It's all fun, but then he starts talking. You're like, no.
Stop.
No, that's not your role out here.
I mean, he seems like a nice guy, right? And he just constantly gets.
The the Warriors just refuse to hear it from him or anyone who is ever in Portland. They're just like, no, that's not. We'll hear it from certain players, but we're not going to hear it from you.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
You know, Mike Meek is calling in here, guys.
Yeah, we know.
Per usual.
We know.
But
I can't wait.
Anybody who ever doubts that 3-man lineup, 30, 11, 23, fucking idiots. Truly morons. Ride until the wheels fall off, because, you know, they're not going to be around forever. And it was a rough game. It was an annoying game, but it was like a perfect game all at the same time. And they ended up covering, actually. I almost bet them when they were down 20. I looked at FanDuel and I was like, oh, maybe I should put a little money on them down 20, because I just had this weird feeling with the way Dre was acting. But, man, and the post-game quote to the real MJ, you know, takes a real man to talk when you're down 20. Those are real men. I'll ride real men always into the battlefield. I'll fucking run through a brick wall for those boys. Go win, boys. See ya.
All right, real men always.
The only reason Mikas didn't drop another 5 minutes on that cause is hey, you know, the Warriors covered the 8.5, which is shocking to me. First of all, I didn't understand why they were favored by 8.5. And then they go ahead and, you know, I know you didn't care, but just ridiculous. This team is hilarious.
Yeah, when I saw the 8.5, I was like, cool.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Thumbs up.
Let's get to the next one.
Yo.
Oh,
That's
all
right.
right. End it.
What up, guys?
Go.
What an epic comeback. We're down 20. The New Orleans Pelicans are feeling themselves. They think they can get Dre thrown out of the game, and they made one huge mistake, because the best Draymond is a pissed-off Draymond. And if you don't accomplish your goal and get that guy thrown out, he is going to absolutely dominate you from there on out. And that's exactly what happened. It allowed our team to have some energy, which we weren't showing in the first quarter and a half, the first half of the game. That energy showed through in the third quarter. It drove them through for the fourth quarter and got a huge win that they desperately needed after blowing the mini game. And yeah, we're looking like we're going to be in good shape to try and make it out of the play-in spot, be in that 6th spot. And who knows what's going to happen loss-wise with the people in front of us, people behind us. But the one thing that the Warriors can't control is how they play with their efforts. And when they have an effort level like they did in the second half, they're a really tough team to beat. And I think we should all be stoked about that. My man Kuminga, again, looking like he's going to be something there for sure. Love that effort tonight. He was skying for rebounds. He was skying for dunks. That's the type of energy we need there. JP playing under control, driving to the hole when we needed him, not putting up 35 footers, not falling around trying to grip for fouls, just playing good basketball. Heck, he even had a huge block late.
Great call.
It's just great stuff all around. And yeah, I think we should all be stoked. Like, all right, let's go and knock the Spurs teeth out and get another W. And see you guys all on the playback. We had an epic group with Mikas, Groovy, Gio, Francisco. They all did a phenomenal job on the way back. I think more of us should be hopping on there and talking ball. All right, there, guys.
I agree. Appreciate everyone. Big win. Andy, we'll be back.
See you then.